All right.
Are you not entertained?
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Let's Just Talk number. I don't know what number it is.
What's up?
What number is it?
It is definitely one of those numbers.
Yeah, it's one of those numbers. It's between 1 and 5 billion.
Yes.
But we always do this, guys, every single Tuesday. And but today's a little off day. Number one is Tino just got back.
Literally.
From Las Vegas. Literally just came in from Las Vegas, and I'm on my way out to Dallas. This is a Friday night, and I leave in a few hours. So this is the only time that we can come together. So once again, you're going to have a pre-recorded, but hopefully we'll make it just as good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Look, everybody claps.
I hear it.
All right. So we do this every single Tuesday. We're just three guys. We call it Let's Just Talk because that's technically what it is. We're not journalists. We're not politicians. We're just three guys that read the same articles, watch the same news that you do. You know, and we just talk about stuff. Doesn't mean we're experts at it. Some of it, we probably have no idea what's going on. That's why we're talking about it. You know, we're just talking about, I guess, in essence, basically, is we want to spark conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
Not only amongst us, but amongst you guys with your spouses, your friends, or your family, or whatever. Just sparks conversation, which I think is healthy. You know, so anyways, we got a few things we're going to talk about today. The first thing, well, not in order, but we're going to talk about Epstein. It seems like a lot of high important people don't want to talk about him anymore.
Yeah.
And we're going to just kind of some
weird,
ideas about that.
Little weird.
It's a little weird. What else we got?
Mayor Zohran.
Did you say Zohran?
It's always what pops in my mind every time I see.
With the blow dryer?
Yeah. Mayor Zohran Mamdani. We were also going to just kind of do a recap and updates on the flooding in Texas and also some of the sparked conversations.
And New Mexico now.
And New Mexico.
Yeah.
But the sparked conversation of how Trump caused the rain to fall that heavy due to whatever their thoughts of climate. Weed farm raids in L.A. With ICE immigration.
What do you mean weed?
Weed? Yeah. Southern California, weed farms.
Like marijuana?
Yeah.
Sticky icky?
Yep.
Okay.
The burner.
And just a couple more things. We we talked about Epstein already.
Yeah.
And some of the rumors that's happening with some of the officials and what are their positions and
weird stuff, man.
very, 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 very strange.
Yeah.
So that, and we'll hit some of the other ones as we go along.
So let's start with Epstein first.
Hold on, wait, no, before we go there,
What?
I think we do need to cover something very, very important that most people are going to be very interested in. That the Trump administration recently has removed the ban of taking your shoes off.
Yes.
Hold on.
Where's your clap? Where's your clap?
Yes. Let's all just thank him. Do your voice. Go ahead. Thank
you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
I don't have to wear sliders anymore every time I go to the airport.
Hey, guys, here's the thing, right? It's because boots are heavy, so I can't put them in my luggage. So I got to wear my boots through TSA. And it's not fun, man. So did you get experience the no-shoe thing already?
I did on the way there.
How has it changed you?
So
on the way there, we had to strip. And but on the way back today,
what?
I told Mickey,
what?
Take your shoes off.
I guess what?
Oh, okay.
I was like, what stays in Vegas? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
No, for real though. On the way there, we did take our shoes off, but then on the way back, I remember seeing that article.
Yeah.
So I told Mickey, I said, don't take your shoes off. She's like, but we have to. I said, don't take your shoes off. I want to see if this works.
Were people doing it anyway?
Yeah. People were just taking off their shoes.
They weren't telling them not to?
I didn't see it. No.
Really?
Were they doing it out of protest?
I have
Or
no
just
idea.
uninformed?
I mean, dude, if you're gonna do it, you've either been brainwashed so bad or you're not informed.
Like the person that goes out jogging in the woods with the mask on.
I mean, yes.
Or in the car alone with the mask on.
Oh yes, dude, double mask are the greatest ones. But then today, no man, like I said, don't take your shoes off. I said I want to see if this works. I want to see if this article is true. So sure enough, we left it on, our shoes on, and so yeah, man, we were super excited. She's all finally.
So wait a second, man. So the whole idea of doing it was to lines go faster, but if people are doing it, so you're telling me the TSA line is still the same speed?
Oh no, man. Well, then again, bro, I flew out of Fresno.
Oh.
So I mean, that's a smaller airport.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing.
No, but when you came back was with no shoes. Did that TSA line, or there wasn't a whole lot of people flying in Fresno?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of. Well, no, that doesn't matter because you still got to walk through. Yeah, that don't matter. There wasn't a lot of people already, so it was
the
still
TSA
good.
line was. I'm concerned, man, because my flight is at 5:40 this morning.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to take your boots off, bro, and it'll still keep moving.
Yeah.
And hey, man, just go around people. If they're taking off their shoes, go around them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
dude.
So look, Demi. All right, I got a plane to catch.
That's it, dude. Just go around them. It was good, man. It's really changed my life. It's really broadened my spirit.
Yeah. You feel like a different man now?
Oh, I do, bro. I do. I feel like a whole completely different man.
I feel like the world just smells better,
Oh my goodness, dude.
or smells less.
You know
Maybe
what,
it smells
dude?
less.
What's crazy is when people take off their shoes and then they put them back on, and then they have to shake your hand. It's like, yo, wait, nah, man, we're good, bro. Go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, it's a whole ordeal because you know what was crazy, man. I remember we flew to Texas. When we flew to Texas, when we went out there for the church, so there was a dude who you had to take off your belt because he had a big old country belt buckle.
Yeah.
So obviously you can't go through it with that,
Yeah,
man. So
all that metal.
Yeah, dude. So he had to take off that. Plus he had to take off his shoes.
Wow.
Oh man, dude, and that took a long time.
Wow.
But you know, it was always weird to me.
It's always a blessing. God's always looking out for us.
God's blessings.
Well, because the reason why was because the gentleman had a bomb in his shoe.
Yeah, one guy.
Yeah.
One guy. One guy.
Thanks, guy.
That's all it takes.
Thanks, guy.
But the new test that they do, it tests for any element of that powder on you, period.
Bro, I had nothing in my pockets except a shoot, I'll show you. I carry these everywhere I go.
Oh, the toothpicks? The little picks.
Little floss thing.
picks.
One of these. I went through it. The guy was like, sir, can you stand right here, please? I looked at the dude. I go, you serious? And he goes, yes, sir. And he got real stern. I was like, okay, cool. He's all hands up. I said, are you serious? And then he goes, yes, sir. I said, all right, cool, man. He said, what do you got in your left pocket? I said, can I grab it? And then he was like, sure, go ahead. I took out that pick. He goes, what else do you have in there? And I said, nothing. And he says, you have something? And then I said, no. He's all, look. And he points. Dude, that thing came up.
The toothpick.
That's how powerful that thing is. I'm telling you.
But that's what I'm saying. All that technology, all that stuff, you go through there, you lift your hands, it shoots that air. It's supposed to, as far as be able to identify any chemicals or anything. And it's like, but I got to take my shoes off? You can identify it in my shoe.
Here's the thing. Here's what I found out. It's a racket, man, because once I realized that when you do that rapid one, what's it called?
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. You know, the people that pay like $75 a year or whatever to go through the like a fast track.
The fast track.
You don't have to take your shoes off there. So I'm like, so if I'm a terrorist, I'm going to pay $75.
Yeah.
So I don't have to take my shoes off. So I'm just like, this is whack, dude.
Yep.
So then here's come to find out, right? Because now you can't get on a plane without a real ID.
Right.
So they know where you live.
Yeah.
You have to show your birth certificate. You have to show, the stuff you have to show, And here's what happened though is that they were hesitating taking away the shoe ban because then it would make that line irrelevant, and they were making millions of dollars on it. It was a racket. It's a racket.
It's a racket. And it's crazy, but But yet we want a bigger government taking control of more things.
Yeah.
Because, that's the way it should go, because government is always very efficient, right?
Yeah. So these boots ain't coming off, man. I'm gonna be like
They were
Donnie
made for
Brasco.
walking.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Donnie
That's
Brasco?
No,
Oh.
your boots were made for walking.
Remember Donnie Brasco?
Of course I know
And
Danny
then-
Brasco.
when he goes into that Asian restaurant, he goes, take
Yeah.
your boots off. I ain't taking my boots off, man. It's necessary. Remember? He's like,
Yeah.
taking my boots off. And then he ends up beating the dude up in the
Beating
bathroom.
up, dude.
Yeah.
And Pacino just walks back like this. That poor guy got beat up because he didn't
Yeah,
want to
he
take off
did.
his boots.
It's necessary. Man.
It's a
So
good
yes,
accent.
glory to God, man. See, small blessings, bro.
Yeah.
Be happy
Absolutely.
for the small blessings.
Amen.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that.
Now let's jump back in what you were talking about.
Epstein.
Yes.
Okay, so there's. You want go ahead? I'm sorry.
My question is, why is he coming? He's never truly went away, but why? What's with this resurgence over the last few days? That's what I want to talk about. What's going on?
Well, from my understanding, and Tina, unless you have something you want to read,
This just says Dan Bongino took a day off from work on Friday, clashing at the White House with Pam Bondi over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. 4 sources familiar with the conflict, blah, 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 blah. So this article here, this is on Axios. But I guess one of the things that Bongino is upset about is the missing minute.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They're talking about that.
He's mad at the missing minute. I forgot all about that, man. To be 100% honest, I forgot all about this Epstein case. It was sickening how they just pretty much like Diddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The slap on the hand that he got. Yeah. And so it's just like it erupted. Let me see. Bongino didn't go to work, and now the big thing is through the media is that Bongino didn't go to work on Friday, leading some insiders to believe he had quit, but administration officials say he's still on the job even as an internal tension over Epstein case. A source close to Bongino, though, said he ain't coming back. So the 10-hour video had what has widely been called a missing minute, fueling conspiracy theories in MAGA's online. Bongino, who had pushed Epstein's conspiracy theories as MAGA-friendly podcast host before Trump appointed him to the FBI, had found the video and taunted it publicly and privately as proof Epstein had been murdered. So, I mean, I just think after Epstein died, he flew the coop in my brain, bro. So I forgot all about this minute. But I guess him and Bondi had some words, and he's pretty upset that the fumble over all of the Epstein case and everything that's going on. I mean, that's what, if I was pissed off, if you're that pissed off about the Epstein case, why aren't you that pissed off about what's going on with Diddy?
There's a lot of things with this case.
I agree with you.
But the prison thing, let's zero in on that. I think our camera system here at the church is probably basic compared to a federal prison, and we don't have minutes missing because here's their claim is every 24 hours, it has to get erased. That way it starts new. What kind of...
That same minute is missing every 24 hours.
What kind of 1950s cameras do they have? My stuff records. I can go back 3 months. And we probably had a very basic camera here at the church. My Ring camera at home holds video for a week. And you're telling me... But here's another weird thing. So you're telling me that, okay, let's give that to them. Let's say, okay, their whole system erases the last 23 hours and 59 minutes, and then it starts fresh every single day. And he happens to die or hang himself on that minute?
Yeah.
Wow. That's...
Surprising.
Right?
Surprising.
I'm just like, what is going on here? You know,
You said it like when somebody walks into their house who knows that they have a surprise party, and everyone goes, surprise.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
and my other thing,
Dang.
if what was his partner's name? Ghislaine?
Jelaine, something
Maxwell?
like that. Maxwell, yeah.
Yeah, I would say, I thought it was Maxwell.
She's serving 20 years.
Yeah.
Still.
Here's my thing. Where are the victims? Why is this woman doing time if there's no victims?
There's no list.
Where's the victims?
The victims or the
That's, you know,
predators?
I'm being sarcastic because if I'm going to do 20 years, you better show me who did I hurt in court for me to get 20 years. But if it's just a ghost, so
I don't hear her chirping either.
yeah, so you gave her 20 years.
And she's like, man, that
She's like,
stinks.
she didn't fight it. She didn't
Yeah.
nothing.
Like, that's so unfair.
Oh man.
But, well, you know, did you guys watch the interview with Pam Bondi and Trump and all of them about when they brought up this whole thing?
The one a few days ago? Like
Yeah.
yeah, she got really awkward. And she's
Yeah.
like, she started stumbling
Yeah.
her words.
I didn't.
Okay. So her whole thing is, well, the videos that I was referring to were Epstein, who's a sick pig, watching child porn.
Okay.
She goes, I'll never show that.
Yeah, and it's like, that's the videos?
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's thousands of perverts all over the United States.
The world.
Yeah. Millions all over the world. That's if that's what you were saying, why did you make it like this? We got him type of a thing. If that's all that it was. She was like, I'm just clarifying. It was this. And it was, you know, there's no Epstein list. There's no this. There's no that. And Bongino, or is that yeah. And
Bongino.
and the other
And then
Patel?
Patel. Yeah, Cash.
Cash Patel, you know, I would allegedly either quit or the possibility, because I think they're probably catching more of the blame on the backside than her.
But why, if there's they keep taking these podcast episodes, interviews, and then they look like liars.
Well, I don't think that they've taken any since then, as far as since they're in position.
No, they have.
The ones that I've seen
Yeah.
were videos prior
Not
to.
Bongino,
Yeah,
but
him,
what's his name?
Him. Speaking of, that's what I'm saying about as far as if he's that upset, and because he feels that they're lying, and and now this pressure is mounting on him because there's this mound of evidence of what he has said, that Epstein was a what's it called? Basically, he was an informant
Yeah.
for Israel, and you know, and all this stuff. And
Have you ever seen Lord of War?
yeah,
You seen Lord of War?
Is that the one with
Nicolas
Nicholas?
Cage.
Nicholas Cage.
Oh, yeah,
and
the
he's
Ukrainian.
arrested at the end. He's sitting in a cell, and he goes, "You're about to get the phone call right now." Mm-hmm. And he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever. I don't remember the exact scene.
you ain't getting out. Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't never gonna get out." He goes, "Yeah, your phone's gonna ring. You better go get it." Something like that. And the phone rings, and it's somebody. Doesn't say who, but the door pops open. You know, and this is some weird stuff that we will never know, or if we do, it'll be decades from now, when these people are dead.
I mean, it's almost one of those ones where
It ain't nothing new though.
No.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's a JFK thing.
Yeah.
It's a JFK thing. I mean,
You mean there wasn't a magic bullet?
No, I mean,
How many things were we promised?
Oswald
Yeah.
was the one who did it, right?
JFK,
OJ was
Martin
OJ didn't do
Martin
it.
Luther.
Martin Luther, Epstein, and nothing. It's coming to
9/11.
the 9/11 report. Yeah. So yeah,
So I mean, hey man, we still got 3.5 years with this dude. So what comes out at that time is what comes out at that time. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah.
Why? I just want to know why they keep pushing these files.
Yeah.
I really don't know. And obviously, you know, somebody like Felipe or somebody like that, they're gonna let us know what's going on. But for me personally, I don't understand why they keep bringing it up. Why do you keep bringing up the Epstein thing? Because if you are so concerned about the list, Okay.
Yeah.
You're so concerned about the list. Let's just be real about it, bro. You think that those same folks that were on Epstein's list weren't on Diddy's?
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to know the list, break out the list now with Diddy.
And even if they say, okay, we don't have
That's
a list.
another one.
Yeah.
That's
And it's like, dude, you have flight logs.
Yeah.
We know you have flight logs.
Yeah.
So give us the logs. Who went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
How often did they go?
I mean, you see somebody like Marshall Mathers on there. What's her face from No Doubt? Gwen
Gwen
Stefani.
Stefani. Yeah.
You have people like that. You have a bunch of people who came out, right? And they're on the Epstein list. But it's just like, okay, did you take flights to the island and stay there? Or were you there? How do you know who was there for the personal parties that Maxwell was picking up for? And then how do you know who wasn't?
Yeah. It goes back like Diddy, like that picture with T.D. Jakes.
Yeah.
You know, do I agree T.D. Jakes should have been there? No, he shouldn't have been there. But it's out in the lawn. It's in the middle of the day. That is way different
Yeah.
from some bedroom at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, that's way different, bro.
Kicking
You know
a
what I
girl
mean?
in your robe and dragging her back to the room.
Yeah, you know, because, yeah, I mean, so, yeah, I don't agree with T.D. Jakes being there. At the same time, you can't take that and run with it. Same thing with the Epstein, with people he was a businessman. Of course he's going to be around business people.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean everybody was guilty around him.
I agree.
And then you get, so you have all this stuff, you know, all these lists and files and everyone, and then all of a sudden in the middle of it that nobody even brings up, as far as I don't ever hear from them, is the main girl that comes out and speaks on Epstein, who is now an adult, is murdered or committed, allegedly, suicide.
Unalived?
Yeah, unalived. you know,
That goofy dude says that all the time.
and so she was the main person, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if there's no list,
Yeah.
if there's no videos, if there's no, and all he was just a perv and a sicko just on his own who happened to have an island, and you know, it was just a fun time, and everything was responsible, no criminal actions, nothing illegal. And it's like, dude, none of that makes any sense. And like you said, to the point of there's hundreds, if not thousands of children in that situation with Diddy, with all this stuff. And yet here we are going, because I remember having a conversation with someone probably 2017. And there was a couple documentaries that came out, and no, it might have been 19, maybe 2019. And their whole thing was, you know, that everybody in Hollywood and you know, in Washington are pedophiles, and they're Satanists, and they're cannibals, and they sacrifice children, you know, and all this stuff. And I remember in 19, I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody, we would have heard about it by now. Something would have. That's crazy. There's probably some. I'm sure. Of course they're weird, but I didn't take it that far.
Yeah.
And then we're here now, 5 years later, with so much evidence, and everyone's like, well, that's just not a big deal. That's pretty normal. And no, we don't. That's not an issue. Let's not talk about it. And it's like, dude, that's so weird.
Yeah, it's odd. It's strange. You know, even the Diddy thing, from the last I heard, I don't know what's been going on this week. What has happened?
I don't know, man, to be 100 about
All
it.
I know is that out of the last I heard, out of the 5 charges, 3 of them were not guilty.
Yeah.
And you know who was the most angriest? Bill Cosby.
Where's the ow?
The 3rd one.
Dang, got him.
Got him.
Got him.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember
it's
this
just,
too.
it's very dumb. It's all unfortunate. It's just,
So Angel remembers this, is that even when I was gangbanging and selling dope and all that, I did not like drug abuse or drug use around me at all, right?
Yeah.
You can
I can vouch for that. Yeah.
You can vouch for that. Dude, you know how many house parties I was at till 5 a.m? But you know what? I can honestly say in all my life, I never saw none of my homeboys do a line. Never saw none of my homies smoke meth. Never saw none of my homeboys. I'd seen them smoke weed. But I know it was happening. It was happening in the house I was at. They're probably going in the bathroom and doing stuff. But they hid it from me because they knew I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I was kind of like, I held some weight with the homies. You know what I mean? So they didn't do it around me. So if that could happen with me in it, so of course I know that people, not everybody at the white Diddy parties was, you know, but yeah, there was something going on.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. And it's just sick that this is the conversation that we're having.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it really is. It's crazy that these people plotted on 13, 14 young children, plotted on them. Not one, not three, but hundreds.
Yeah. If not thousands.
She would pick up right out of school, and they would go party with them.
Yeah.
And then who knows what was really going on during this whole Diddy thing, right?
Yep.
I mean, some of these people know, who Bow Wow knows, but we're not going to get into names. So the thing about it is like, you know,
we're not going to say Usher's names. We're not
going to get into names, dude. We're just going to leave it all alone. I just think it's sick and it's sad. And I mean, right here, Alex Jones, man, he put on X. He said the DOJ is running cover for the CIA and the mosque, right? No one is buying this. Next, the DOJ will say, actually, Jeffrey Epstein never even existed. This is their cover. This is over the top sickening. And I think everybody's just sick and tired of things that are so obvious. Why blast them on the media and then cover them all up? You know what I mean? Like you just like we said about Diddy, I think we were talking about Diddy last week, and we had said something about, like, in today's media, we didn't get to see none of the case.
Yeah.
None of the case. When OJ was up there, when who was another big time, even what's her face, the Madam. Remember when the Madam? Oh my God, what's her name, dude? She ended up getting like 20-something years.
Oh, that was a while back.
Yeah, but we got to see her case also.
Yeah.
But
She went to the Women's Federal right here in Dublin.
Yeah, and so she just got out like 2 years ago or something like that.
I know. I don't remember her name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Heidi Fleiss,
yeah, that's
right?
what it was.
Okay, so I mean, we got to see her case, but yet in today's life in media, the way that it is, you didn't show Diddy case, dude. Man, that's I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, like,
that's all I got to say about that.
Even the video. Let's go back to the video real quick. The first photos that we seen, it was a different cell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was a totally different cell than the video that they're trying to pitch us now. You know, and it just you get all this stuff, and here we are, and I think we can kind of lead into this next another quick topic, kind of connected to this, because it gives way that the Trump administration, and I'll say MAGA, miscalculated
On what?
on this issue.
On the Epstein
On
one?
the Epstein issue.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, because I know in PBD that that was one of them that they were talking about what means more.
Yeah.
As far as what happened with COVID or Epstein, you know, going back and forth. But it depends on which age bracket you're asking.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it depends on how that impacted and how they view all of that stuff. So then here comes a guy by the name of Elon.
Yeah.
He's really upset.
That's funny.
Was it listening?
Huh?
Was it listening? Was Big Brother listening?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so then Elon comes, right? And he makes that statement about Trump, about Epstein, right? Now looking back, I'm just going, did he know where this was going in the sense of, and just kind of as like a thorn,
Yeah.
or, you know, in that, to throw it in before all of this kind of rolls out. And then he's now, whether it's going to come to fruition or not, but then says, hey, let's have a party that's honest.
Yeah.
Let's create a new political party.
That's what, what's his name saying?
Elon.
Yeah.
And using Epstein and this situation to gain traction with a very young conservative voter base.
I'll be honest with you, I lost trust in Elon though. After he did that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it just, I'm just like, yeah, you know, like that one guy, like he didn't necessarily do nothing bad to you, but you know, if it goes bad for you,
Yeah.
you're just better to
I don't
stay
trust
away.
you.
Yeah, I don't trust
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I don't trust you.
Yeah.
But my point is not whether I trust him. My point is he came out with this and this is the timing.
Yeah.
And this is not a good look for the Trump administration.
What's that little gnat or something, man?
But it's just not a good look.
Yeah.
Because you bumbled it and and here's the thing. Trump didn't run on the Epstein case.
No. He
But-
didn't.
So then why did they do that and make it such a big deal in rolling it out?
He did say, though, that he was going to let the files be known.
JFK.
But no, Epstein was included in that.
I don't remember. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
actually, he said he was going to release the Epstein file. He did.
Okay.
He did say that. He didn't
Yeah.
run on it, though.
Yeah.
No, he didn't run.
Because
on
I
it.
heard him
didn't
talk
run
about
on it.
JFK.
Yeah.
I heard him talk about Martin Luther King,
And COVID.
and COVID.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't hear him talk about 9/11. I don't
That I
remember
didn't.
hearing him talk about Epstein.
Epstein, I remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just didn't. And so maybe he did. Did he say it a lot? I don't remember. I mean, I don't think it matters. If he said it, he said
I
it.
think maybe he said it. Maybe, I don't know. If we're going to have to throw a number out there, I would say that he said it probably 5 times in all his
Yeah,
Okay.
if he was talking about the wall every time, then I think Epstein would be 10%, maybe
Okay.
7% of the time. But he wasn't talking about Epstein alone. When he was talking about
All like the conspiracy.
yeah, all of them. He never zeroed in on
Yeah,
that. but
okay.
He's like the Epstein file, the
And it's like
Martin Luther King, all of
yeah,
them.
and that's my point. Is like, then why did you guys make it such a big deal?
Would you say that Trump is a micromanager?
I would think he is.
Okay, so then everything that's going on right now, then, with Israel, with Iran, with the world, okay? We're not going to get into all of it, but with the world right now,
All the issues.
right? Is this the time for this micromanager to be paying attention to this Epstein thing? Because it's not like he doesn't have nothing on his plate
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
dealing with. I mean, he just let go of the big, beautiful bill, right?
Yeah.
He let go of that triple B. So it's not like he's not doing anything that he told us.
absolutely.
But the thing about it is with the micromanaging, I think he wants to be involved in it and dealing with all these little babies all over the world.
Yeah.
He has to babysit them dudes.
Yeah.
Maybe he's putting his foot into somewhere that it doesn't need to be, but I mean, he
Yeah.
did run on peace.
Yeah. Now, we have to be fair, and there's a lot of craziness going on in this world that make these other stuff look just stupid.
Yeah.
You know, is there victims in Epstein? Yeah. Is there victims?
Absolutely.
But you know what? Those are victims. He's trying to prevent more victims of mass war. You know what I mean? So you got to give him that, man, because it's not fair. You know, pastoring this church, you know, the last week of the month, I'm freaking out about bills. You know what I mean? And sometimes people just want to take little shots at each other, this and that. I'm like, dude, I got no time for you, man. I'm trying to have a building next month. You know what I mean? So imagine a nation. Imagine being the world power. You know what I mean? So we can't ignore that.
No.
On Trump's defense.
No, I agree. But there has to be responsibility
Yeah.
From who, though?
on Trump. Dude, there has to be. You're a leader. You're
Okay.
the leader. It's like saying, okay, as a parent.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
As a parent, I have to take responsibility for what does happen. That doesn't mean that I'm responsible for everything that happens.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So I have a question then.
I agree on that.
Could it be that he cannot force the FBI to do anything? Because the FBI is like, dude, we're an institution. You'll be gone in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and as you really want to flex and let the country know that you don't have power over us, or you're going to drop
Yeah.
this. You know what I mean? So I mean, you know, just a theory, just a thought.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'll say this. I think that's probably the case. But here's the responsibility that Trump has to be culpable of. You open your mouth.
Yeah.
And you said what you said very, very openly. And
He said a lot of things.
You said a lot of things openly, hoping they would go right.
Yeah.
And I think I will give him this credit. A lot of things have gone much more right this time around, way more than what it was 4 years ago or 8 years ago at this time.
Absolutely.
But, dude, you are the leader, and ultimately, it's like anything else. It's gonna rest on you, and it's gonna rest on your legacy as a president.
Yeah.
And whether right or wrong, because in 30 years, no one's gonna remember Pam Bondi.
No.
No. Nobody's going to remember Bongino either.
It's going to rest on Trump. And that's what I mean. Ultimately, like I said, as a parent, I'm not responsible. I can't be responsible for everything my kids do. But ultimately, when it's said and done, the responsibility does fall on me in that situation. But that doesn't mean that I caused it. And I don't think Trump caused this.
No,
I just think it was that. I could see the rush and the push. I understand everything he's doing, and I can see that.
I think the thing with Bongino is that he was a YouTuber. A very vocal one.
Yep.
Very vocal. I think that's why he's getting the brunt of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's been a very vocal, and he was, man, I get in there, I'm going to find everything out, this and that, whatever. And it was weird because he looked like he was scared.
Yeah.
He looked scared when he was sitting next to what's his name, the one that runs FBI.
Yeah, Cash.
And they're both of them. They're like, yeah, there's nothing. There's no files. There's nothing. And I'm just like, dude, because all stuff aside, man, life and death is real, and these people don't play.
Yeah.
No.
They don't play. You will all of a sudden die of a heart attack. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? So it ain't no thing. So a high power, whether it's agencies or this and that, don't have to shoot you to take you out.
Yeah.
Do you have the detail for somebody to test your food and your water for the rest of your life?
That's crazy.
And not only that, but your family?
Think about what during the Obama administration, one of the things that came out was the Tuesday kill report.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys ever never heard about this.
I know the kill report.
Okay, that every Tuesday, the head guys from the FBI or the CIA would meet together, and they would come together and they would put the name list that was going to be on the kill. I think it was called the kill report, and Obama would sign off on it, and they would kill them every week, and then they'd come back and start a new list.
Of what? Kill who?
People all over the world.
Oh.
And so all all these articles come out that it was verified and all this stuff and these rumors of all these different things, and exactly what you're saying. It's like, dude, to say there's no shadow government, to say that there's no, it's like, dude, that's crazy.
That you're living in a fantasy world. If you think that.
Yeah, because Bongino and Cash, you're the front face of the FBI with all the lights on. But who's really doing the work?
Yeah, I think Bongino stepped into something that he had no idea what he was stepping into.
Yeah.
Watching I didn't subscribe to his stuff, his YouTube, but I seen enough clips of him over time that I feel like he was very passionate. He believed this stuff. He was as detailed as he could be. I think he seems like a decent guy that really loves America. He's a patriot. And to see him afraid and that timid, that made me nervous.
Yeah.
Not in a sense for him. It made me nervous of what are we dealing with here?
Yep.
Underneath.
Yep. Because even if it's not for, let's say, go back to Epstein. If and God forbid, because I connect Epstein with, Mossad, right?
Yeah.
I'm racist or whatever.
We're just talking.
Yeah. What if it was Mossad? What if it was a multiplicity of nations?
Yeah.
What if he was just a downright dirty dude that was dealing in so many different facets and had his fingers in so many different things, and it's like, listen, it's not just the United States government.
Yeah.
it could be the multiplicity of so many different shadow governments in different places all over the world. And Bongino's like, dude, I thought it was just us.
Yeah, maybe.
And I opened the box, and dude, there's some scary stuff in there.
Yeah.
You know, and if I talk, my grandkids, my kids.
Yeah, your bloodline could be gone.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's real.
Exactly.
That's why I said, we were talking about it the other day, and I know we're talking Epstein, and I keep bringing up Diddy, but to me, it's the same thing. I don't think there's any difference in it. You know what? Epstein, I'm very surprised that Puff didn't kill himself.
The thing is, the people that Epstein was with,
I think he learned.
when Epstein died, what did they do? Just quit being sexual deviants? No. They just went to the next person that was going to help them.
Yeah, that's not the only line that they had. You know what I mean? That might have been the main line that they
I think
had.
he learned. I think Diddy learned, and his people learned from Epstein.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he now, I'll say this as a caveat.
Yeah.
If Epstein really is dead,
Oh, yeah?
right? If he, if
I
he
agree with
during
you.
that minute, he committed suicide, or he was, or like you were saying, everyone knew in that minute was going to recycle,
Yeah,
and so they
that's
knew that
weird.
they had 60 seconds to do what they got to do, and everything else, But I because there was reports of Diddy not eating, only eating out of the commissary.
Yeah.
All these little
Why?
things.
Why?
Exactly.
Was he paranoid? Or was he paranoid for a reason?
Yeah, and it's like that's what I mean by I think he learned. I think there was some things that he learned in it to get through it because I think he knew he was going to get off.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say years ago, man, how do you think these movies are written? You think people just came up with these ideas, or you think stuff really goes on? And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I thought he was a fool at that time when he first told me that. But in today's life, bro, like I think the movie's called The Contagion.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that's verbatim COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many years? What year did that come
I
out?
want to say it came out in 2015
Let's see.
or 2012. I mean,
But dude, that's already been proved. The CIA involved with Hollywood.
So
What year did Contagion come out?
So then my whole thing is this, is like,
2011.
okay, yeah, and 2020 was COVID.
That was all. That's crazy.
It took them that long to like, this is what we're gonna do. Who can we put in place? of
9
that?
years.
Yeah, and so my thing about it is this: is like, you live the dream. These dirty people are paying for your dream,
Yeah.
and you're the front man.
Yeah.
But then you get cocky and you forget what your job is. It's kind of like Michael Corleone's brother when he told him, hey, stop talking to so-and-so, man. That guy's bad for my business. And he was like, well, come on, Mike, he's a good guy, this and that, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, hey, man, you need to stop talking to him. But then he didn't stop talking to him. As a matter of fact, he went with that friend instead of staying with
What's
Michael
his name?
Corleone. Fredo was his
Fredo.
brother. Fredo
Yeah,
was
Fredo.
his brother, right? And so Fredo decided to turn his back on Mike. And so Mike was like, all right, cool. And it's just like, now your time is up. I don't need you anymore. And that's how it goes. These front men, Epstein, these dudes, Puff, these are front men. You're a face. But then you got above these dudes somehow because of the face. And now you got caught. There's no need for you anymore. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how come I'm surprised, Puff. You're saying about only eating out of the commissary and not eating anything else because, man, he don't trust anybody because you're done, bro. You're about to get whacked.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I think he learned. But here's the thing.
And Epstein.
Now you got to live.
Yeah.
When you get out.
Good luck with that, bro.
Exactly. Now, and to me, it's like, okay, if there's people that are up and that are like, okay, he knows too much. Because you can't tell me that Diddy has everything on everyone.
No.
There's up to a point and up to a limit that ends.
You got maybe a handful of dudes who you've talked with, who you've done some dirty business to, and that's about it. Everybody else is all players under their pyramid, but
Victims.
It's just victims, and it's just very, very sad. But unfortunately, man, we'll see what's going on with Bongino and Patel. I hope it stays the way that it needs to. I hope that they stay strong. I hope they don't end up like Vivek and Elon.
Yeah.
Because look, we lost Vivek. Vivek turned away, man. He went and did his thing, bro, and then look at Elon ended up leaving too. I wonder how it would be right now if Vivek would have never left. You know what I'm saying? But we'll never know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully these men, I do think that both those men are very good to lead the FBI, considering what we just came out of in the last 4 years. So we'll see.
And I think Vivek is going to be running for governor of Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
I think he did good at stepping away, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he did it with class. I think he did it with, I thought he did it with class.
Because he's young, he has a future, and this could have completely killed.
Hindsight 2020. Now Vivek looks smart.
Yeah.
Because he has no involvement.
He ain't about the drama, the comadres.
None of it.
We call it the comadres, where everybody's...
Sits around the table and just yipper.
He's not in it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything to do. So if he decides to run in the future,
He left the sewing circle.
None of they can't bring this stuff up and tie it to him and any of the dysfunction or whatever. He had nothing to do with it.
But let's check out this next one.
What are we talking about?
Angel, I'm gonna let you go ahead. I want you to step into this one because we've been trying to touch this topic for 3 weeks, bro. So this one's all you, bro, with the mayor.
Well, I mean, there's so much, and it's been going on for now a couple weeks.
Who are we talking about first?
Mayor,
of all?
the running for the Democrat mayor or socialist mayor, communist mayor of New York, running for the position, Zohran Mamdani. And when he was running against Andrew Cuomo, which I never thought Andrew would win. Just all of the mess ups, all the mishaps, his career's over as far as politically. But then you got this young guy, and who is a very devout Muslim.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
I don't know nothing about this
Okay. Very devout Muslim, born in Africa. He is a citizen now, but he was born in Africa, came to the United States, and he was running on the dysfunction of New York, that he was going to stand against Trump. It was going to be a, what do they call it? As far as illegal migrants to be able to come in, or illegal immigrants, what's it called? As far as the city, what do they call it? Sanctuary city.
Oh, okay.
That he was going to create government grocery stores.
Yeah.
He was going to shrink down the police department. The funds that he was going to use for the police department was going to help to fund these government grocery stores. Free bus rides. He was going to everything was going to be free. Free transportation in New York. Free transportation, free all this stuff. They asked him a question, what do you think about billionaires? And he said, billionaires should not exist. In the richest city in our country.
You said he's Muslim. And he looks...
Do you have a picture?
Yeah. Well, kind of.
Oh.
This is him right here.
Justin's not here right now. So
okay.
I can get a bigger picture. You want me to bring up a bigger?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
So then they asked him, oh gosh.
This guy. This guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they asked him about, as far as his position as, with Palestine and Israel, and do you, disavow, gosh, what's the statement? It just slipped my mind. Oh man, I wish we were live, because then I could ask somebody. My mind just went blank. Basically, proclaiming war against Israel. There's a particular
Jihad?
No, there's another statement in intifada or something like that. Global in intifada, globalized intifada, which is basically rising up and to fight the Jews or Israel. And they asked him on, like, it was like Good Morning America or ABC News, something like that. Do you denounce that statement against the Jews? Well, we don't make those claims. Well, do you disavow that statement, global intifada? Well, we just, 3 times they asked him.
Oh, really?
He would not make that statement to disavow it. And I'm getting angry when I'm watching this because I remember, okay, let's go back 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Disavow, what was it? The KKK. Disavow, all this stuff. And what did Trump do? He disavowed it over and over again. And yet, what would they say? He's racist.
Yeah.
He's this and that. Here's a dude that's refusing to disavow. His religious position is the position, if I'm understanding it correctly, with Hamas. That's his position religiously.
Yeah.
That's his faith. In other words, that's his sect of the same type of thinking.
Yeah.
And you got this guy coming in, and you have all of this young people that are now again, it's midterms, so I don't think he's going to win. But what's the craziest thing in 2025, 24 years later, after the bombing of 9/11, the city is going to have religious, the possibility of a mayor with the same religious ties as the terrorists that bombed the city. 24 years later, they're voting for him.
I mean, does he even have a chance, though? Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I
does?
think it says right here that he's the front runner.
For Democrat. Well, yeah, it's a Democrat.
It's a
I
Democrat
was saying
city.
It's a left state.
Yeah.
Oh, city, yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's just the city.
Yeah, because he's going for mayor.
Last week, they had, I think, 1,500 resignations of police department retiring and quitting. It is the largest retirement and quitting in one sitting in the history of New York City.
What does he say about America?
He said he's preaching a socialist message, saying that America in its capitalism is wrong. He's teaching against capitalism. His position is against capitalism. And if people don't understand, socialism is the social structure that brings communism. Communism is the political structure overrunning it.
Yeah.
Socialism is the social structure that brings that in. Not only that, he makes the claim in his interviews and says it outright. We will cease production, which is the same Marxist statement that Karl Marx made in the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah.
To seize the means of production. That the government will seize the means of production in New York City, and we will run this city with a socialist mindset. And his thing is to be brave and bold and out front in this view. And that's why he's so boisterous, so loud. And I think it's a mistake of Trump giving him eyeballs that way, because Trump has been talking about him a lot.
Yeah.
Because now, all of a sudden, all these anti-Trumpsters are now beginning to side because they hate Trump more.
So bad, yeah.
And it's just adding wood to the fire now, because they're going, oh my gosh, here's a guy who's brave enough to stand against Trump, and he's possibly going to win the biggest city, most influential city and financial structure of this country in New York. That's my problem. That's why I've been trying to bring it up.
So he wants to be the mayor of the city that has the stock market. Oh, man, that's funny.
Industries are going to leave. And that's the thing. It's like, and here's the sad part. The stock market can leave.
Yeah, I know.
They can go to anywhere.
Go to Texas.
I didn't know until Tony Suarez. When I was in his wedding, I flew to Norfolk, Virginia. I didn't know that there was a World Trade Center in Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
So there's other World Trade Centers.
Yeah.
I've read reports where they've talked about going to, I think, Dallas and Houston.
So in case nobody knows, basically socialism is The idea that the means of production, factories, land, resources should be owned and controlled by society as a whole, rather than by private individuals or corporations. So the field should belong to all of us. The business, the factory should belong to all of us. And everybody's equal. And so that's basically what socialism, which is just like, it's just kindergarten to communism, like you said.
Yeah, it's going to, because there's going to be a governmental structure that's going to operate in a socialist society.
Yeah.
And that governmental structure is going to be communist operating through socialism. And guess what? It belongs to all the people. Who's running it?
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. This dude comes from a extremely wealthy family.
Figured.
Of course.
Usually is.
I was gonna say. Man.
What you got? What do you got? I've been talking a lot.
No. I really have nothing. I've been trying to find some stuff. I found some stuff about Vance. How Vance was saying all kinds of stuff, and who the hell does he think he is? Mm-hmm. Saying some of the things that he's saying. You know, you need to be very grateful to the country that your father left to come to raise you up in, and who the people that you can't stand have been very wonderful and very generous to yourself and your family. So those are things that Vance has said. This guy, I believe he's Republican, Adriano Espeliot, I don't know. He's a House representative, it looks like. Let me see real quick. I'll tell you everything or whatever I got on dude. Of course, that's not going to let me. Oh, here we go. One moment. He is a U.S. representative, represents New York's 13th Congressional District. Is Dominican American, served at the U.S. Representatives Congressional District. Includes East Harlem, West Harlem, blah, 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 blah. So he's the one that's backing this Muslim for everything that he's running through. And I never thought about it. Yeah, you know, I've been hearing you talk about this guy for a while now, for the past few weeks, and you've been wanting to talk about him. Excuse me. I didn't really ever pay attention to what you said as far as 24 years later, bro. Like, these people came over and did what they did. Let's just, you know, that's not racism. That's reality. And now you're going to vote them in. I just don't understand how, if you're not born here, you can be part of government. If you're not born citizen of America, born here, I don't care where your heritage came from.
Yeah.
I'm saying you today, right? Some point of our lives, our whole line goes back, I'm guessing, to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? But that's not us. We're all here in America. So if you're not born here, I don't understand. And that's like, I remember even asking about the governor. You know what I mean? Like, the governor, like, didn't know what I know today about the man. You know what I'm saying? But still, though, I've never understood that. I don't understand how, even though you become an American citizen and blah, 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 I don't understand how you can be part of our government and not be born here. I don't think that will happen.
It confuses me, too. I don't know. I mean, I know you can't be president or vice president, but I don't know. It's weird. You can be a governor.
Well, because, like, I know that they're trying to repeal and argue, you know, the as far as being, what's it called? That you can be born in the United States. You know, somebody can. What do they call it when they come over and they basically give birth to their child?
Yeah,
and you know, and they're born here in the United States. And so if you actually start researching back and you start going back and you start going to the Middle East and you start hearing some of the things that they were saying, they were talking about taking over the United States 25, 30, 40 years ago.
Longer than that,
yeah. Like Iran.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, all these different things. Uh-huh. The reason why I'm saying that age bracket is all they had to do was come. Think about this. Birth a child, go back.
Yeah.
That's all they had to do. Birth a child, go back. And their son can be president.
Yeah.
You know, and so the push that we had talked about, because now we're warmed up on this situation here a little bit. You know, Trump talked about the possibility, because he said on a press conference, he says we're looking into revoking his not his citizenship but his naturalization, I guess.
Who?
Trump said.
This guy.
Zohran. Trump said we're investigating into that. And so I was talking to Justin. We were talking. He was like, "Dad, you know, can they do that?" I said, "Listen, they can do that because the Constitution actually says that if somebody, and again, I don't remember how it stipulates it. Maybe you can find it. If somebody is a communist and has not just that political position, but beginning to, I guess, have influence within the government, they can revoke your citizenship. It's in the Constitution.
If you are a citizen here?
Yes. Or maybe natural. I don't know. One of those.
Because like where are they going to take you to?
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, maybe
if you belong here,
maybe,
you know what I mean?
maybe I reworded. Maybe it's naturalization as far as those. But the possibility of them taking that away, and the Constitution does give way for that.
Yeah.
Do I think Trump will do it? Do I think if Trump did do that, how would that look? You know, are you wanting that now?
Hey, grab it. That's what I'm showing Tino.
Oh.
Thanks.
America.
But what would that, what would that do?
It's sponsored by Monster Loca Mocha.
And here's the other thing, going back to the conversation we had about Texas, maybe about a month and a half ago. What were they trying to do in Plano, Texas?
Oh, with the Muslim community?
Oh, yeah.
And Sharia law?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, dude, these dudes are getting onto social media. There's a couple Muslims that have a podcast, and they invited these other Muslims, and they were talking. That's how I found out about it. And they're sitting around laughing how they're going to be able to start conquering America.
And they're doing it.
There's Muslims that are in like Iran or other places like that are saying how they are the biggest people in America. They have the most united community people in America.
Yep.
And that they will start taking over schools. And they will start taking over education system. And this is their plan to take over America. And little by little, I mean, it's just like,
so it's bold enough that they're saying it.
And they're laughing and they're making fun about what they're gonna do and how they're gonna destroy it from the inside out. Like, there's videos. That's all documented stuff. I can go. If we had Justin here, I'd tell Justin.
And they're videoing it in America.
Yeah, and they're here now. And again,
under our freedom of speech.
Right.
Absolutely. And our religious freedom.
And I mean, you got Obama to blame for a bunch of it, but I'm not getting
Obama Hussein.
Yeah, I'm not getting into all
Barack
that.
Hussein Obama.
But I can sit here for a whole hour episode and just send videos to Justin for him to play for the whole hour, dude. And we'll watch nothing but TikToks and YouTubes and different things like that. This is how bold they're becoming in today. But I mean, so when you told me when I read about this dude, and then I was like, yeah, maybe this is something stupid. And then you started bringing it to my attention. I was like, oh man, here we go. And then all these videos that I was watching at the time when I heard about this fool, I was like, oh man, dude, this is not looking good. It's not looking good. Yep. Somebody needs to put a stop to it now. And it's just sad, man. You know what I'm saying? It's one country, couple countries just ruined it for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the verbiage he used. This is crazy. When they asked him about billionaires, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like, well, we need to, it wasn't economics so much. It was more of like they don't have the right to exist. And it's like, dude, y'all bombed our buildings. I hate to say it like this. I don't mean it like every month. I've done business with some very nice Muslim people. I'm not trying to make it in that way just because, I'm Christian. No, I have and still do business with many of them. And they have been very kind to me. They know I'm a Christian. We will, it's very friendly. That's not most Muslims. But there is a sect that is very dangerous, that is very open, very blunt, and they realize I don't have to use bombs to take it over out of tyranny and fear. Yeah. I can use their own system and cater to the minds and the hearts emotionally. And because if I can get race, you know what? Now all of a sudden, even how we're saying, notice I have to even defend myself before I'm even bringing up Muslims. Why? Because that's an issue.
Yeah. I just find it weird that he says they shouldn't exist, but he probably has a billionaire's cell phone in his pocket. Yeah. If we're socialists, who's gonna make cell phones for what? Why should I make something if it's not gonna make me and my family some money? You know what I mean? So he's probably wearing clothes made by a billionaire. He's driving a car that's by a billionaire. You see what I mean? Like, where does it end? It's just
he probably has an uncle.
I've watched socialist podcasters that are open communist socialist podcasters here in the United States, Americans. Yeah. They're not Muslims. They're not in the.
Are they like hippies?
No. Oh. They're just socialists, right? And somebody sent it to me one time, and they were like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" Because that's kind of how.
But they couldn't even buy their equipment. If we live in this social.
So I'm watching this, right, and I watched the whole thing at the very end, and it was, we need to see some means of production and these people who are these wealthy fat cats and all this stuff, right? And then at the very end, they, when they asked, "What do you think?" I said, "That's interesting." I said, "What is that?" Because there's 10 million views on this video.
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay." It's a capitalist society that it's allowing them to post a video for free that he's getting paid on. I said, Did you get any money from that?
Yeah, he's getting a check every 30 days.
Exactly. And he goes, "Well, what do you mean?" Did that socialist person who created that socialist video and telling everyone on this huge uprising against the system, because it was all peaceful as he's describing the economics of it and all this stuff and all of his statistics. Yeah. And then at the very end, it says, capitalism cannot stay living amongst socialism. It must be uprooted and destroyed. Yeah. Okay. And I said, okay, you got 10 million views. Is he passing out that money? Or is he keeping it? Because I've looked up on his channel, and he's got a lot of videos that are millions of views. So it's not just Muslim. Yeah. It's socialist thinking that have been indoctrinated in our universities for the past 50 plus years. And here we are. And that's why it's such a big issue.
So there was a false teacher in the 70s by the name of Jim Jones.
Jimmy Jones.
And he was out here in the Bay Area in San Francisco. Had about a few thousand followers. And but in essence, he was a socialist. He believed in a socialist society. He believed that he would bring these people under the guise of church, but basically he was teaching them that everybody should be equal, everybody should this and that, whatever. That's how he convinced them to move to Jonestown in South America. And they were going to create a socialist utopia in that nation. So they went to the jungle that was literally 2 hours into the jungle. That's a long time if you're driving into a jungle. And created this village. And basically, what was interesting, come to find out, that everybody had to wear the same things. Everybody had to work. Everybody this, everybody that. But when they went into his living quarters,
every time.
It was lavish.
Every time.
So even in that whole scenario, it didn't work. In a village, socialism created slaves to the socialist leader.
Yeah, it's a system. It's an ism.
And that's a little town of how many died? I want to say almost.
I don't remember. I don't remember the number.
I want to say 700 or 1,000 or 900. There's a lot of people that died. That church was, I think, 4,000 or 5,000 strong, but only 1,000 went over there. They all drank the Kool-Aid. They all drank the poison.
That's what I was saying. Which created the statement, they drank the Kool-Aid.
Drank the Kool-Aid.
But his whole thing was not to have a church. He used the church as a cover.
Yep.
But he sent people on a promise that socialism was the way to go, and America was crooked, and America was wicked, and America was this, America was that. We need to separate ourselves and get away from it. He believed, or at least, I don't know if he believed it, but he taught them that nuclear war was coming, and that the safest place in all the world was in this small little country in South America under the equator. And because of that, that's how they moved there. And anyways, it was crazy, the mind stuff he played on the people there. He had them paranoid. He had them thinking that the CIA was going to kill them. He was just, it was wild, man. I'm recently reading a book, and that's why it's kind of real fresh in my mind right now. I'm reading a book by one of the survivors that was very close to him that escaped 1 month before basically the suicides.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's kind of fresh in my mind now that you're talking about socialism. I wasn't going to bring up Jim Jones, but since you're talking about it, that is a perfect example, man, of it doesn't work. You know, the book, just so you know.
Name a country that it has worked.
Yeah, exactly. It's called Seductive Poison is the name of the book, and by Deborah Layton. She was there, very, very close. She's the one that would run to banks in different parts of the world, hiding his money. They had millions. Man, check this out. He convinced everybody to sell their houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And they gave it all to him, millions and millions of dollars, but he had them eating rice like peasants. And millions, she talks about it. She talks about millions here, millions there, and like Switzerland and this and that, like crazy amounts of money.
I'm just curious, just because I don't know the story.
Oh, you gotta.
But
I can't stop listening to it.
I mean, I know the story, but not to that depth. So when he died,
Yeah,
what happened to the money?
that's well.
Who has the money?
He gave a huge portion to Russia because he was not going to let the United States take it. And there's basically millions of dollars missing to this day. Or
That's
missing or unclaimed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the consistent structure that we always see every single time.
It doesn't work.
No.
So you said about show me a country
That it worked.
that it works, right? In every other country, though, they're very direct about their socialism. They're not hiding it.
No.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what's going to go on here in this country. I don't care about your feelings because it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I heard somebody say, like, if America sucks so bad and this is the worst country in the world, why does everybody want to come here? Right?
Yeah.
So the other thing is, man, but these Democrats,
He said Democrats.
These dudes,
Wait.
Ow!
these Democrats right here, dude, they want to hide it and they want to disguise the socialism by saying, look, we're going to give you free. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I'm telling you, man, I heard a guy many years ago that put me into start paying attention to politics. He knows it's only going to get worse. And man, he called it because he obviously knew what he was talking about. And he was saying about how the hood is the new plantation, right? The ghetto is the new plantation. That's all it is. The plantation is still around. We call it the hood. We call it the ghetto. He's all, where you grew up, they called it the barrio. And I said, okay, cool. Yeah. He's all, that's a plantation. And I mean, he's been right since. And I can get more into detail. But it's really sad, bro. And you know, exactly what they are pushing is what people are falling for. And like you said, unfortunately, Trump is speaking out something that can hold people back from going there. But because it's Trump speaking it, it's like, oh, you don't want it? That's what I want.
And that's my concern is like, Trump, can we find a different angle?
Yeah.
There needs to be a voice, but it just got to be a different voice.
Who can come in and, you know, there's one thing. Okay, look it. Let's take House of Cards.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe his name is
Amazing show.
I believe his
Francis
name,
Underwood.
Okay, so Francis wanted. Now I'm only in season 1. Nobody tell me anything like that.
Well, we're not live, so you won't get no.
Okay, so anyways, the thing about it is this: Francis needed a governor, so he went and got Larry, and Larry was he was sleeping with prostitutes and he was snorting coke and he was drinking.
Yeah, old Baldy.
To run for governor. Was it governor?
Governor. Yeah. So he sobered him up.
Yeah.
And says, okay, now that I helped you out, now do what I need you to do.
He needs a front man.
You need a front man. You know what I'm saying? Now, like that's what they're doing with this Muslim kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing with him.
And Trump needs to do that with it now being him.
Right.
Because they're people are going to jump on that bandwagon just because they hate Trump.
But the other thing is, too, is it's New York. It's like trying to get somebody great for California, dude. Like, what's her face over there? I just brain farted, man. Mayor, the one who...
Bass?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, dude.
Oh, that's another one.
Oh, my God. Okay, so I'm just going to say this because I don't want to start talking bad. I've been doing pretty good. So, anyways... we
got 15 minutes.
That's like saying you're going to get a great person to come in and run against Bass.
Yeah.
In LA, like that's just not gonna happen, bro. If you're anything on here in California, especially in LA, we're not talking California because here where we live at, it's all about Trump. You know what I'm saying? But over there in Los Angeles, bro, anything that has to do with the policy that Trump is for, get that fool out, man. He ain't gonna win. He or she, whatever. Nowadays. He, she, shims, whatever you want to call him.
Is it shim?
Yeah.
That's a new one?
No, that's old, bro. Like
Is
she
it?
and a him.
Oh, okay.
Shims. So it's just like, whatever. So that's how I feel about right there. So, I mean, these, unfortunately, of what we're saying about the Muslims coming from the inside and wanting to tear down. And again, please, people, be patient with us. We don't mean all Muslims. No. We don't mean all people. We are talking about the ones who hate America, who scream and live by death to America.
I want to come back to socialism real quick. Is all you got to do is look at the world. Why does everybody want to come here? Because it's a land of opportunity.
Free.
This is a land where you can raise your son or your daughter and say, you know what? You can get an education and go to school. You can get a good job. Jeez. Or you can start a business from scratch and you can actually do something.
My God.
And to the point where you will buy a home, you will do this, you will do that. The sky is the limit here in America. You have creativity, you have ideas, you have drive, then you can do whatever you want. You can create wealth for generations. This is a great nation. What is wrong with that? Can you imagine living on a country that says, hey, son, you know what? You're going to work hard. You're going to break your back. But you know what? It's everybody's going to be equal. What kind of drive are you going to have? You know, that doesn't create creativity. Yeah. That doesn't say, let me invent something. Let me make something. Let me take this phone and let me make it better. Let me get a car and make it better. Dude, it's just like, there's no drive. There's no drive. No, man, I love the fact that I'm in America and I can look at my kids and say, you know what? In this country, you can get what you want out of it. What it is you're going to put in it, you're going to get that. You know?
Let me just say this real quick, and then this will be my last statement, and then we can move on, or we can continue.
We only got a few more minutes.
Yeah. Every socialist government is capitalist.
Yeah, of course. For the leaders?
That's my point.
Yeah.
Every socialist government is still capitalist. At the top of the head of the government. But not the way that they rule with the people.
No.
And it's like, don't you get that?
They're in the matrix. Remember how they had that thing stuck in their head?
Yeah.
That's all the people become. They become batteries.
Yeah, it's like, don't you see that? Because they're still selling oil.
Yep.
Right? It's like, dude, how do you not see that?
Yeah.
How do you not see that even the socialists are not socialists, they're capitalists?
Yeah.
And trying to get in the stock market, trying to get on the exchange, selling oil, selling value minerals.
Plantation.
Dude, exactly. And it's like, how do you miss that? And then the worst thing, allegedly the most educated country in the world. Yeah. How do we miss that? How does this younger generation miss that?
This nation is blinded by Satan.
So the thing about it is you're saying about that people from around and this and that. I mean, you said in the very beginning, dude, I'm fresh in from Vegas. I was literally all week at a convention for my work, right? For what I do for a living, watching numerous China, Japan, all types of places from Africa. And I mean, these people are from there.
Oh, they're from there.
They're from there.
Traveled in.
Some that came in. A lot of them, what they did is many years ago, they came over to America because of what they were doing over there. And when they got here to America, they were given the American dream. Go to school, get an education, get a great job, work for a living. That's what it is. I mean, I'm talking Uganda, like I said, dude, all over. I can go on. Canada. There was so many different countries being represented, and I'm not. And these people are 6-figure earners up to 7-figure earners, and there was a couple 9-figure and 10-figure or 9-figure earners, right? But mainly, I'm telling you, you talk about the American dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
It can be possible. You live here,
Yeah.
and don't. And these people, I that's why. And I said, so there was a point to where one man, he was from Ghana. He was from Ghana, and he was saying about how when he first came here as an immigrant, right, given the American dream, he's like, you know what? Who in here? If you're in here and you're an immigrant, stand up. And there was probably about 13,000 people there, and I say about half that stadium stood up. And I told Mickey, I go, check this out, Mick, watch. And then all these people just around us just stood up. I go, that's hella dope.
Yeah.
I love it. She was like, do you? I said, I do. I said, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I love the saying, Mickey, that says, you know who appreciates America the most? Are the immigrants.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And those people right there are so, like, you couldn't tell them nothing of what these people here complain about.
I would say this.
And I'm done.
And you guys tell me if you agree. I would say it's selective immigrants that do respect that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because there is a large that now, because of the turn, that they have been trying to, like, remember, don't California my Texas?
Yeah, of course.
And there is a large percentage now that are now even in Congress, that are now representatives, and just their position, their rhetoric, all of these things.
Oh God.
And so I'll just we'll kind of transition lead maybe to one of the last stories here. I seen on TikTok just the flood of stories coming in of basically stating the way that they were wording it. And Google had all these different articles, different. I couldn't remember. I don't have them again. I wish we had Justin here to look at it, because he's the one that showed me. TikTok videos saying how Mexican nationals or citizens of Mexico, because of the flood that was happening in southern Texas, that impacted southern Texas, that they were coming over into the United States to help.
Yeah.
And painting a picture against Trump, painting a picture against ICE, and saying, these are the kind of people you're trying to arrest? Here's these wonderful people coming in from Mexico, crossing the border illegally,
Yeah.
and to come and help, and and nobody's asking, nobody's giving them praise, but look what they're doing, and they did help. And I looked into it, and the reality was, and let me see if I think I can find it right here, because I went on ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT the question. Here it is. Okay, I do have it. Here's some of the articles. El Paso Times. There are no borders. Mexican search and rescue teams join relief efforts in Texas. That's a newspaper article from El Paso, Texas. Mexican volunteers crossed the border to help Texas community devastated by floods. Firefighters from Mexico join response efforts to catastrophic Texan floods. The Guardian. Firefighters from Mexico aid Texas flood search and rescue. There are no borders. Okay. So this is the way that they're wording all of this. And I asked ChatGPT.
Excuse me.
I said, did the flooding that happened in Central Texas also happen in Southern Texas near the Mexico border? And did civilians from Mexico cross the Rio Grande River to rescue people? This is what ChatGPT said. It said July 4th through 5th, flash flooding in Central Texas, especially around the Hill Country and Kerr County, was catastrophic, localized event. There are no reports of that same flooding affecting South Texas near the U.S. border, Mexico, Texas during this disaster time.
So it didn't even happen.
No.
Because Guadalupe River isn't in the border.
Yeah. So But it does say, okay, but a group of Mexican volunteer rescue teams, notably from Función 9/11, based in Ciudad Acuna, crossed into Texas in the days following the floods to assist search and rescue operations along the Guadalupe River. These were organized, invited volunteers working in coordination
that's the secret word
with
right there.
U.S. authorities like the Mountain Home Fire Department, Kern County Sheriff's Office, Texas Fire Department, State of Texas.
Yeah.
It wasn't Mexican citizens who were fishing and just went, man, we need to go over there and help.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. Border countries, Canada and the United States and Canada, we have agreements. If there's things that happen that are close within proximity, we will help. They will help us. We will help them.
Absolutely.
That's how that works. Mm-hmm. But the way that they were wording in all these articles, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's a lie. That didn't happen.
I want to say this about that is that I want to make it real simple. If I have a house and people keep breaking into my house, these people that, let's say they live across the street. There's 10 houses, but 6 of the people in those houses keep breaking into my house. And I don't want them in my house. I kick them out. I call the cops. I kick them out. But one day my house catches fire. And there's more than those 6 neighbors. Mm-hmm. There's multiple neighbors. And I say, hey, guys, can you please help me? And the other 4 houses say, of course, man. We're going to come help you. And they come help me. You can't say it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same ones that are breaking into my house. You know, no, I don't, you know, it's like a rescue team is different. Here, let me finish off with this. I think a lot of times that many people in America have a racist stereotype of Mexicans. You think they're over there just walking around with huaraches and sombreros with a donkey?
And a fly flying around?
No, man. There are cities, there's architects, there's lawyers, there's doctors, there's surgeons, there's city officials. Not everybody in Mexico wants to be here. No, there are major cities. There are cities over there that dwarf Los Angeles. So get this stereotype out of this Mexican walking around with the donkey trying to get across the border, man. You know, and it's like...
everybody's poor.
Yeah, man. There are... everything that we have here is over there, too. You know, there's everything. There's body shops. Yeah. There's grocery stores. There's banks.
There's homeless people.
There's everything.
Yeah.
And everything
and
all the way
cartels.
around. So,
yeah.
And but guys, anything else? Because I got to get myself home.
Yeah. No, just one last thing, just to remember, as far as, because we brought up Texas and everything, the body count as of today, being Friday night, is 129 have died through the Texas flooding in the whole country. There was 170 people that are still missing.
Wow. As of now.
As of now.
Because we're recording this Friday.
This is recording this Friday. As far as New Mexico flooding, there was flash flooding. 3 have, as far as, I think 3 have died. 4 are missing in the aftermath. And the storm's coming. I know in southern Arizona, talking to our family, it's supposed to hit pretty hard in southern Arizona, coming through. But like where they live in Nogales, you're 4,000 feet up in elevation.
Yeah. So
the concern is not where they're at. The concern is the flash floods because of the elevation that water rushes through so violently. So, just to throw that in, I wanted to bring that up as far as all those articles and everything else. That didn't happen. It's a lie. But just remember in your prayers, as far as all those people, those families, they're barely starting to clean up, and they're barely getting to just to a place that they're, you're going to be there. You're flying there.
Yeah.
That's the area you're flying into.
Well, I'm flying into Dallas.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be driving down to San Antonio.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to cross. That means I'm going to be crossing the Guadalupe River.
Yeah. And so we just keep them in our prayers.
Yeah.
For that.
All right, guys. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you enjoy this, every Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
Hit like, subscribe, and share it.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you subscribe. That way you get the notification.
Love y'all.
All right, guys.
Be blessed.
Peace.
Bye.